and welcome to Prague TV Weekly News. I'm Marcela Tomčíková, and over the next few minutes we will take a closer look at the top stories, cultural highlights and what's ahead for Prague in the coming days. As the summer temperatures rise, you may find the following report hopefully refreshing. There are currently 44 fogging stations or mist fountains on the streets of Prague. They not only help the microclimate, but are also a welcome treat for everyone looking for refreshment during hot days.
This summer, Prague's streets were refreshed by the cooling devices Mlžítka and Osvěžítka. The count has grown to 44, and apart from the center, they can be located in the outskirts of the city as well.
The Mlžítko starts automatically at a certain temperature, while the Osvěžítko can be activated by anyone. The highest number is located at Prague Castle, directly at the entrance to the Golden Lane, with the majority found in central Prague, such as Old Town Square and Republic Square. They are also found in the outskirts, like in Fuzzy Nesti or Prague 18.
These devices function when temperatures exceed 23 degrees Celsius, causing the Mlžítka to turn on automatically. Interestingly, all the Mlžítka and Osvěžítka in Prague are connected to hydrants, making the water from them completely drinkable. In this way, people can enjoy their afternoons and safely cool down at the same time.
Prague Waterworks operates these devices and handles their maintenance. The average water consumption for each Mlžítko is 18 liters per hour.
Each city district decides where to place the devices based on their priorities.
The decision lies with the city districts, as they are the ones who request this service from us, so it depends on their demand. We will strive to provide more information. This is a beautiful water element within the city. In the immediate vicinity, you will notice a reduction in temperature, an increase in humidity, and a decrease in dust levels.
During summer, cities develop extreme heat islands, resulting in temperatures that exceed those found in natural environments. Misting systems and cooling devices use a fine water mist or a stream of water to help cool the surrounding air on hot summer days.
Over the summer, the schools use the holiday time for important reconstructions and modernization. In Prague 9, the elementary and kindergarten schools are the case. For example, at the Novoborska Elementary School, the construction of a multi-purpose hall should be completed on the connecting neck between buildings. At the Litvinovska 500 Elementary School, the pupils will enjoy new floors, lockers, or play elements in the school garden.
Prague 10 district renovated kindergartens and elementary schools during the summer break.
We are finishing the interior furnishings at the new elementary school in Olsztyny. We are proud of this beautiful building, fully renovated and opening in September. Additionally, I could mention that significant renovations are underway on Hostinska Street, where we are working on expanding the school's capacity.
The Przesztanova Elementary School underwent renovations that increased its capacity and added new classrooms and facilities. At Švehlova Elementary School, 90 million crowns were invested in energy-saving measures to ensure greater savings. This includes insulation, recovery units, and photovoltaic systems, and we did not forget about the Magnitogorska kindergarten.
This specific construction focuses on reducing energy consumption. We have expanded the interior spaces to give children more room to play, and we are reducing heat losses. The building features a stunning new colorful facade, and photovoltaic panels will be installed on the roof to partially meet energy needs. This is a condition for receiving funding from the State Environmental Fund.
Adding to larger projects.
This involves replacing sewer and water supply systems. In short, ZTI at the Chybska Kindergarten and the primary school above Vodovodom is replacing the electrical installation at the primary school near Vršovické train station. Gas boilers are being installed in Podleškova and Benešovska kindergartens, along with door and floor replacements.
A lot is happening in terms of investments in schools and kindergartens in the district. The city district has released a record amount of money and plans to increase the budget further. The Magnitogorska kindergarten repair will cost approximately 40 million crowns, with the district paying about half. The rest will be taken care of by the city of Prague and funding from the State Environmental Fund.
Like our grant titles, there are funds for other projects, such as the Švehlova Primary School, where we are reducing energy use. The city district's share will be approximately 1/3, with 30% coming from the city council, and we anticipate receiving up to 32 million from the State Environmental Fund.
As a result, children will be able to return to a more modern, comfortable, and secure environment that aligns more closely with today's standards.
The prices of lunches in the Czech Republic are growing more slowly, yet the differences between regions continue to widen. The highest price, an average of 220 crowns, pay the people in Prague. According to operators, the increase of prices is driven by higher staff wages and raw material prices. The new trend is thus emerging. Customers are starting to look for cheaper alternatives.
Lunch prices are indeed rising more slowly than before. However, people in Prague still traditionally pay the most for their midday meal, over 200 crowns. This is evident from a survey conducted by Eden Red.
Lunch in Prague costs about 220 crowns on average, which is 50% more than in 2020, when it was about 150 crowns. Average restaurant price comparison. Czech restaurant average 196 crowns.
Inflation has stabilized, but we see that in services, inflation continues to rise, food prices are increasing, and this is naturally reflected in restaurants. People today often only order main courses, skipping soups and drinks, and due to rising prices, they increasingly bring food from home.
The rising lunch prices are attributed to the increasing wages of employees in the gastronomy sector.
The gastronomy sector needs people, and while I hesitate to say they are costly, workers really want to cover their living expenses, which have gone up. So the rising wages of gastronomy staff are a key reason for the price increases in the sector. One of the main reasons, or perhaps the most significant.
In terms of rising costs and inflation, as many as 91% of people in Prague say they would cut back on dining out if prices continue to climb. Moreover, Prague residents are more focused on balanced eating than those in other regions. Furthermore, nearly 90% of people in Prague select restaurants according to how far they are from their jobs.
Restaurants are reporting a decrease in customers already.
There is a significant drop, especially on Mondays or from Monday to Wednesday. But regarding Thursday, Friday, and weekend lunches, we are even seeing some growth there. Nonetheless, in the broader context, when people regularly went out for lunch from Monday to Friday without worrying about where or when they spent their money, they are indeed being more mindful now, meaning they search for choices or schedule their nicer or more expensive lunches for the week's end.
What is your budget for lunches, and how frequently do you dine out for lunch?
Generally every day and no more than 200. Because we are not locals, the number is definitely different from what you usually hear, but I think that for a family 2,000 is fine, and we go about twice a month.
If we were at a restaurant, I would say it's probably between $10 and $20.
The cheapest lunches are in Zlín and Olomouc, where you can eat for an average of about 170 crowns.
A dramatic lion escaped from a small zoo in Zvolen near Prague. The animal attacked the handler on Saturday, so the police had no choice than to shoot him dead. The handler had just minor injuries, but the incident again drew the attention of authorities, as the zoo had many previous issues reported. Local officials have filed complaints against the zoo, citing general endangerment and animal welfare violations. And now let's look together at a possible tip for a trip. An interesting lookout tower with a view of the river, just meters above the surface of the Elbe, Labe. It's the Maják lookout tower in Kolín on Kmoch Island. You will also be kept company by statues of important personalities associated with Kolín. In addition to relaxation areas, the space also offers 2 playgrounds for children.
Do you like enjoying views from lookout towers but fear heights? Kolín has the answer. On Kmoch Island, you will definitely find one of the smallest lookout towers in the Czech Republic.
The lookout tower on Kolín Island is quite unusual, as its observation platform is located 4 meters above the ground and 8 meters above the Elbe River. Even so, the views from here are relatively pleasant, particularly of the footbridge that leads to Borky Park. You can also see Radimsky Mill, the birthplace of Václav Radimsky, one of our most significant impressionists, the late Gothic Tower of Prachovna, and Kolín Castle.
However, Kmoch Island is not just home to this unusual lookout tower, there is much more to see. There is also a statue of Josef Sudek, a prominent Czech photographer from Kolín.
We also have a statue of František Kmoch here, another famous local. Kmoch's Island is mainly a relaxation area for Kolín. Cultural events are held here in the amphitheater. There are 2 children's playgrounds. You can play mini-golf, or simply relax by the banks of the Elbe River, which is very pleasant.
Although the Majak Lookout Tower is not among the tallest, it finds its place in the hearts of tourists, especially children.
Since this is quite a humorous, somewhat ironic event, we have other observation towers that genuinely provide views, unlike the lighthouse, which is more of a playful attraction for children. And for those who are afraid of heights, there is really nothing to fear here.
Children are well taken care of on Kmoch Island, as there are 2 playgrounds available.
Playground has classic elements like climbing frames, merry-go-rounds and swings. Playgrounds are fenced, so moms need not worry that their kids might fall anywhere. And the area is also quite nice for walks and a leisurely lifestyle in Kolín.
The island is naturally named after the famous conductor and composer František Kmoch, who, although not born in Kolín, spent much time in the city by the Elbe River and a significant portion of his musical career there. The island has been named after him since 1932. Before that it was called Obeschenek, which certainly wasn't a name that invited visits. Now, however, it is a pleasant place to spend free time, easily accessible via a 159-meter-long suspended bridge.
After more than 60 years of planning, construction of a new tram line from Vinohrady to Malešice has begun. The 2.5-kilometer section will improve connections with the city center and transform Počernická Street and the surrounding infrastructure. It's scheduled to be completed at the end of 2027.
The construction of a new tram line has officially begun in Malešice. The long-planned project will provide a direct connection to the city center and relieve the overloaded bus line. Additionally, the construction will transform Počernická Street and its surroundings.
It is my genuine pleasure to be able to inaugurate today the exhibition at the track. Počernická. It is a story that began in the 1960s. In the 1960s, the first considerations and even the first studies emerged about establishing a new rail line here. And it actually took 60 years until the time went in.
The new track will measure more than 2 kilometers and will connect Vinohradská Street with the Malešice housing estate. Along its entire length, there will be 6 pairs of stops, and trams will end their journey in a loop at Dřevčická Street.
It is a track that will truly help the small community. It will connect everything, improving access to the individual city districts here. Meanwhile, we can create a new row of trees. And on the 2.4-kilometer track that is here, we can allow rail vehicles to run, and at the end, they will have a loop.
The construction will actually take 32 months, and I would like to wish the contractor that the work goes smoothly, and that we can indeed ride here on a new tram.
The trams will connect with upcoming lines and offer new direct connections, for example, to Žižkov, the main station, or Charles Square. Buses will remain in operation where trams do not run. Transfers between both types of transport will be managed through integrated stops.
Tram line. New means that we will bring comfortable, high-capacity, sustainable urban public transport here.
During construction, the area will undergo extensive reconstruction. Workers will replace aging water pipes, gas lines, and electrical wiring. The relocation of utility networks will take up more than half of the entire construction. The energy for the subsequent operation of the trams will flow from the modernized substation at the Strašnice depot. The new line will thus bring not only more comfortable transportation, but also a technological advancement.
And that's all from this edition of Praha TV Weekly News. We are happy that you are joining us and see you next week.